New images has been shared of strikes on Russian seaport in Ust-Luga and oil refinery in Syzran. The refinery workers observe from the outside. It is clear from the images that there were no air defense devices around, and no attempt was made to shoot down the drone. Recall, on the night of August 24, Ukrainian attack drones hit two important Russian regime facilities at once. We are talking about the terminal in the port of Ust-Luga in Leningrad region of the Russian Federation and the oil refinery in Syzran in Samara region of the Russian Federation. General Staff of the Armed Forces of Ukraine noted that the sea terminal of the Ust-Luga port, Russia's key logistics hub in the Baltic, and the oil refinery in Syzran, which is working to support the war, were hit. Logistics and combat supply facilities of the Russian army in the Voronezh and Belgorod regions were also affected. According to the General Staff, on the night of August 24, drones of the Special Operations Forces of the Armed Forces of Ukraine and the Security Service of Ukraine attacked the Ust-Luga sea terminal. The target was successfully hit, a fire was observed. According to preliminary data, the gas condensate fractionation and transshipment facility was damaged. The facility's capacity is up to 6.9 million tons of raw materials per year, the statement said. The General Staff added that Ust-Luga is a key hub for Russian logistics in the Baltic region. It is used to circumvent sanctions, export oil and gas through tankers of the so-called shadow fleet.
Вот это пизда, нахуй, пацаны. Вот это доброго утречка, нахуй.
Мне кажется, по терминалу шастать тоже не супер затея. Сейчас въебет какой-нибудь резик. Это на тачке. Ну не на точке.
As reported on August the 23rd, Ukraine celebrates the Day of the Ukrainian flag. This holiday is special for every Ukrainian and for those who remained under occupation. After all, both in Crimea and in Mariupol, Ukrainians raised their flag, claiming that Ukraine will return home. The Ukrainian Armed Forces Special Operations Forces have already published a video where works dedicated to the resistance have appeared in almost every corner of Crimea. They are breaking the myth of the Russian world. On the southern coast, activists leave bright patriotic images, slogans, Crimea is Ukraine, as well as symbols of the resistance movement of the Special Operations Forces of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, the report says. The Yellow Ribbon movement showed how Ukrainians decorated the temporarily occupied cities of Donetsk, Luhansk, Zaporizhia, Kherson regions, and Crimea with Ukrainian flags. The photo shows drawings, hairbands, ribbons, everything that is yellow and blue. This became a symbol of resistance to the occupation. It is noted that Yevpatoria, Sevastopol, Donetsk, Lugansk, Zdanovka, Genichesk, Berdyansk, Mariupol celebrate the Day of the Ukrainian flag together with the whole country. In addition, the yellow-blue flag was also raised in Simferopol near the railway station. In addition, the 26th Artillery Brigade, named after General Koruzny Roman Dashkevich, published a heartbreaking video which showed how people under occupation draw the Ukrainian flag on the wall, hang ribbons, and carry small flags in their hands. Our banner lives even under occupation. It is painted on walls, tied to trees and poles, hidden in hearts. The statement says, recall Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, General Alexander Syrsky, congratulated the defenders of Ukraine on State Flag Day. Syzran noted that since ancient times, every nation had its own symbol, a sacred banner that showed soldiers in battle where their own were, and where the enemy was, the flag, united, marked the gathering place, the direction of attack, the presence of the commander, and over time the flag became the embodiment and manifesto of statehood. Our blue and yellow flag flew over the heroes of the liberation struggles more than 100 years ago. Under the blue and yellow banner, soldiers of the Army of the Ukrainian People's Republic, the Ukrainian Galician Army, and later the Ukrainian Insurgent Army went into battle for statehood, reminded the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of Ukraine. He emphasized that the whole world knows that the blue and yellow flag is a symbol of freedom, a flag that Russia fears, a banner of people fighting for its independence and restraining the Russian horde that seeks to kill and destroy freedom. This flag is raised by Ukrainian military personnel at the front and in liberated Ukrainian cities and villages, activists of the resistance movement in the temporarily occupied territories, Ukrainian athletes on the pedestals of world championships, Syzran pointed out. He assured that our state flag will forever fly over Kiev, and the time will come, I believe, that Ukrainian soldiers will raise it in Donetsk, Luhansk, Simferopol and Sevastopol, Mariupol, Berdyansk, and in many other Ukrainian cities and villages that will be returned, added the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of Ukraine. He called to remember the heroes who laid down their lives in the battle for Ukraine, its independence, and the state flag.